beautiful part of the world, one of only 15 protected patches on Earth where surfing is integral to the fabric, the ecology, the economy of this beautiful part of the world. And we are here, and there's been some incredible waves, some incredible surfing, and it's not about to stop. Another huge heat. And we've got this man, Dylan Moffat, who's been right in the mix, I think 5th or 6th on the rankings on the Challenger Series. The Manly surfer, and there he goes. First turn is strong. You can see the fins on his second turn, and he was a bit late to that, late to the party.
I also speak with, let's just see this.
This wave, yeah, he's doing really here. Dylan, he had a good result here last year. This turn, his bottom end turn was strong.
Oh, I feel like he got a little caught.
Okay, we know about this guy. Made the WSL finals this year. Spends a lot of time in this part of the world, and he just kicks out there. It's not normal surfing. It's much, much more than that, and the wave selection is so crucial. As we see Moffat going again. Little phone climb was a little bit sticky, but now he's got a section. There's definitely some size out there. You can see the waves just improving, or getting bigger at least. And as the tide gets lower this afternoon, we should be in some magic surfing. Here goes Moffat, trying to get a bit of momentum. Big swooping cutback, and drives around here. Real smart competitor. Always got his eyes on the game, really focused.
Just a couple of big turns, as we see Kanoa on a bit of he always gets a little flat, a little fin drift, but unfortunately the wave didn't allow him to go that big, and as you see, he had a lot of downtime. He's just pressing on his back foot, just waiting and waiting for the wave to stand up, waiting, still waiting. He went huge on the last one, but unfortunately he fell down. As we see here, just compresses on the bottom turn, huge layback. Unfortunately, that outside rail just got caught up, and he went face first on the wave. So as we see here, really strong turn. It's uncommon to see a Kanoa falling.
And we'll get back to that interview because there's some waves written here. This is live action from Jesse Mendes, the Brazilian. What a stalwart on the tour. Had some CT experience, and that's the type of action he does. He's such a great backhand surfer, really consistent, really smooth. And this is a wave. Sometimes these foamy ones work out well, Philippe.
Yeah, see, he started off with a pretty strong turn on the outside, and we all know that Ribeira has this downtime. You just have to be smart and make sure you have enough speed to get out of that flag session to attack this last one really strong as he did. So a couple of really big strong hits.
And he's taken off on it. He's got priority. Can he get around the section?
He took off too deep.
Yeah, and that's unlike Kanoa. Meanwhile, out the back, Moffat on a big wave. Sometimes those big waves just go a little bit wide into the channel, but he's just S-turning around, trying to get a steep section, maybe on the closeout, down near the rocks. Here he goes, warming up here. A bit steeper here. What can he do? Just gets a little bit caught up with the bump. There's another big one here. And there's a big finish, big layback, bit more aggression, bit more flair. And get some whistles from the Aussies.
I was looking at this wave, Dylan's wave. The thing about the bigger ones, they started off slow, all right? But they give you most of the times that huge end section, and you might get a score out of that, because if you do it well, as you see here, you got a little caught up on that one, but see how critical this last section is. Check this out. Wham! That's really good, and the judges will love that.
And out the back, Jesse Mendes live action again. Brazilian, sort of really familiar style. Bends those knees nice, got his arms in a nice position. Real technician, and now he's warming up. Here's a big section here. Oh, a real stab in the top, and then a late foam climb, and just can't hang on. Again, there's power here. That's a really difficult amount of water to deal with. What do you like about this, Philippe?
Yeah, he got a good rhythm and good flow on that one, and just waiting for the wave to stand up, and here he gets a bit more strong on that one. He tried to go 2 for 1. And sometimes that plays against you, because that last turn was already late, as you see here, just getting a couple of turns done, and he's gonna hit right off the top on that one, and tried to force that little foam climb, but it was a lip line. It was a tough one.
Okay, we are back live action, and you know that man, Kanoa Igarashi. We talked about can he turn his feet around. He's got a nice looking wave here. Starting to find his rhythm on the inside. A little sharp, a little less turns. Trying to find something bigger on the inside as we see him swooping. Nothing too radical as yet. He's not going to make the same mistake. Just that little bit of a kick out of the tail. Always adding a bit of flair. Really nice finish. That's a bit more like it. We'll see what he did out the back. Needed a 7.27 just to get him back in the game.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a massive score out of that one, but Kanoa, he knows he's a really tough competitor. He just got this nice lip line floater, got a lot of spirit out of that, but unfortunately the wave didn't get that steep wall, but he's always super sharp, super active, and he reads waves better than pretty much anyone. And as you said, he always gets that little extra touch on the back foot. Guys like Griffin, Crosby, on the next hit, guys like those, they just give you the extra little flair, as you said. So pretty well surfed wave by Kanoa. It's not going to be a massive score, but still is going to put him right back on the hit.
Yeah, a bit of consolidation really, just to, you know, you didn't have a score at all, and that last bit of flair will help. Surfed it really well. Gurgles, little boils, and looks like Moffat is going to chip in here. So that little boil just popped up and he's up and riding. Oh, and that's a good first turn, almost like a rail. There's a nice second turn. Just thought he could have got his timing a little bit long. They were nice clean sections, those first two steep ones. Surfed them well, just a little bit out of his timing now. He's just going through the flats, through the dead time, and keeps it going, trying to finish off with something a little bit special. And does manage to stick on to his legs. It looks like his back leg fell off there.
He actually
still
did,
managed.
yeah.
So he finished it. And Moffat just trying to improve on a 3.17. So you'd think he'd do that. Maybe left a few points on here. What do you think, Philippe?
Yeah, that's a fun, really, yeah, it was. And here, I think he chose the wrong turn. It wasn't an easy section to do a proper turn, but I think he chose the wrong one. He could have gone for another carving maybe, because he came out of that first one with a lot of speed. As he tries to connect this one, just trying to stay close to the power source. And here we're going to see the back foot. He's going to be seated on the board. Check this out. Wham, the back foot slides. He gets seated and just puts it right back. That actually looks harder than actually is, because he gets a lot of speed, and your foot just hits the water and almost pretty much comes back to the board. But still, so it might improve on that 3.17. I think it will, because that first carve on the outside was really good.
They were two really nice sections, and I mean, such fine margins on that first turn. Just as he came down, there was just the slightest berry of a rail, and I think that's probably what meant the second turn wasn't quite as crisp. But I mean, that's what we're talking about, tiny bits of water coming off a tiny bit of rail. Meanwhile, here we go, Igarashi. This is what he does. You can't put him in a box for too long, although that wave didn't pan out. He's sort of hunting that inside, kind of ignoring the priority situations. Yeah, he's right in the mix, and here he goes again. He's got priority. Oh no, he hasn't. So Igarashi has a crack, needing a 4.2. Jesse Mendez will be worried about this. You really don't like to see Kanoa taking off, needing a 4 when you're in a heat, but the wave is slow and he's pumping. He's not going to get it with that. He's lost priority, and this could be a pretty big upset. A lot of these Challenger Series guys will be pretty happy if they lose one of the world's best surfers from the field. He's going to force Jesse to think about it, and he makes him take off. So Jesse, 30 seconds on the clock. There might be one wave in the set for Igarashi, and that wave didn't pan out for Jess as light. He only needs to improve on a 4.5 himself, so they both need sort of similar scores to make life difficult for each other. Not much doing. He's going to have to try and do something on the inside. Just a little floater. That's not going to give him a whole lot of action. A little quick top turn. Nothing really yet, and then a fall. Oh no! Yeah,
Dylan went on the last one.
He went away. He ain't going to give Kanoa any favourites. It's in his interest for Kanoa not to be in this event, and he sees it out. So it looks like we've had a pretty massive upset. The official results there: Sus Moffat in first, Mendez in second, and Kanoa Igarashi